Now guess where we are. Where we started. Alright? So we're going to do the same thing, go to the other side. Step wide. Hand on the ground. Sit on our knee. Or sit on the heel of our foot. Ash, we're going to go over the straight leg. So you should be sitting on your heel. Right? Other one. Cool. Now, you want to put your other hand on the ground. Okay? Beautiful. Now we're going to go over. Over. All right? Where we started. All right? All right. We're going to try it again. Same side. We're going to go this way. Schivo. Hand on the ground. Our feet, our butt should be right over our heel. We turn, knees together. So you're going to be on the ball of your foot. All right, one more. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. Capoeira, you're all over the place. All right? All over the place. A very common movement, all right, in Capoeira. Here, just like what we did. All right? We have movements like this. Okay? I'm keeping my hat on, otherwise it's going to fall off. All right, so let's go. So, if you want to participate, you can, or sit back and, okay. So, what we're going to learn is, we're going to learn a kick called meia lua de frente, okay? That means half moon in front. So what is another word for half moon? Crescent. Crescent. And you ever heard of a crescent kick? Yes. Okay, cool. This is Capoeira's crescent kick. All right, Jenga. Okay, we're gonna stop. Now again, we use momentum, a lot of momentum in Capoeira, but we try to control it. So we're gonna step here. Where's our momentum going, to our right or our left? Right. To the right. So we're gonna shift on this foot. All right, let's go back. Jenga. We're gonna stop. We're gonna step. It's going to our right. Cool, we can lift this foot. We want all of our weight on our right foot when we do this kick. All right, we're gonna stop, we're gonna step, kick, back. This is some real field stuff where everything changes despite how you're set up. All right, so what we're gonna do, Jenga, we're gonna stop. So if you can't kick high, what I want you to do is just draw a circle with your foot and bring it back where it starts. So like this, here and back. Step back into Jenga, switch, step back, step forward, kick, back, Jenga, Jenga, kick, ew, Jenga, here, kick, back, Jenga, kick, slow down, with me. Okay, one more. Okay, esquivo. Yes. All right, good job. Now you two. You guys are going to be doing exactly the same. Same thing. Isso. Okay.
That makes sense. I was pointing this way.
I want to try one more skew because I keep messing up the direction. Whatever you want. When we're in a capoeira roda, somebody gets the other person, the flow is messed up somehow, right? We reset the game, volta mundo. Okay, now, Ash, good job. All right, I'm gonna do a little slower, okay? So let's turn up the music, feel the vibe. You guys feel the vibe? Can you at least move with it? Just feel the waves in the ocean, right? All right. Speed. Turn. He's a little scary, so we're gonna slow that down. All right, Ash, switch places with him. Over there, right there. Here, you're here. Okay, let's slow it down. I'm here. Okay, got it? Esquivas, I come around. Okay. Now, you're thinking, how do I do that second kick? That second kick is a little killer. First, you have to tie your shoe. All right. Ooh, not good. I want you to make the sound. Sound. Come on. No.
Is it from Congo?
It's from all of Africa. Capoeira is Afro-Brazilian. It started, I'll put it, this is the best way to explain it. It was conceived in Africa, born in Brazil. Okay? So, if somebody says Capoeira is a Brazilian art form, that's half the truth. Because it is an Afro-Brazilian art form. The art form formed from the African slaves that were brought over to Brazil primarily to farm the sugarcane fields. Okay? So, the Portuguese were the first to participate in major slave trade. They wrote the book on it, on race and all that other ish. And if you look at the map, West Africa, the concave part of Africa, right there, like I forget the countries. Angola is one of the ones really big. So if you fit the continents together, they're almost like puzzle pieces. And directly over to the east, if I'm doing that right, or the west, sorry. Over to the west is Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. Salvador, Bahia, that area was the first slave port, right? They go into Salvador, they disseminated through the interior of Bahia, which was like the first settled area, colonized area in Brazil. Cool. Well, not really cool, but now we're here. So, there is a lot of people were taken, right? If you think about it, right? Entire tribes were taken, right? Entire peoples were taken. Now, were there kingdoms and civilizations and rule and government? Were there militaries and warriors over, in Africa before they were brought over as slaves? Yes, right? we would be kind of ignorant to think that there wasn't intelligence, there wasn't organization, there wasn't any of that. So after a while, the Africans, the various Africans, Bantu, the Yoruba, right? These are people that come from various areas in Brazil. They all get brought over on the same boats. They get dropped down. A lot of them don't speak the same language as one another. All right. So they had to form a way. Eventually, they all learned Portuguese, right? But they had to find a way to kind of organize, and they collectively brought their intelligences and the wisdoms from all of their cultures, right? So just like New York is a melting pot of the America, and America is a melting pot of the world, right? Brazil became a melting pot for African slaves, right? So a myriad of the wisdom formed together. Did you guys know that there was a African-led kingdom in the middle of Brazil that reigned for 90 years? Did you know that? Okay. So legit, there's a word I'm going to say, quilombo, say it. Quilombo. What were quilombos? Quilombos were, if you think of, let's say we started escaping. We're all slaves. We start escaping. Now, you're in the Amazon. You're in the wilderness in a land that you don't know, right? You don't have oral tradition that tells you how to be safe, right? You're in a very scary land. Panthers. I mean, think of all of the wildlife in South America, right? So by yourself, are you going to survive? The chances are very low. The chances are very, very low that you're going to survive. So it was much more smarter to escape in numbers, to escape together, at least with another person. And guess what? After a while, once people started kind of finding each other after they left, they started forming communities. And those communities were called quilombos. Now think about it. Africans weren't the only people affected by Portuguese colonization, right? There were already people living in South America, right? The native South Americans. So all of those people, they got dislocated, right? They went into the interior, deep into the interior. Same place where those slaves would go, right? Now, we don't know if it was the natives that accepted them in, and then eventually it formed an amalgamation or like a homogenization of culture. But what we do know is that eventually it was primarily dominated by freed Africans at that point, or no longer enslaved Africans. So the quilombos were fertile ground to share knowledge, to share wisdom. One interesting thing about the quilombo is, in order to have full rights in the quilombo, what do you think you had to do? What do you think you had to do in order to have full rights as a citizen of this quilombo?
Some type of rite of passage, I would assume.
What do you think the rite of the passage is?
Fighting.
Something much more honorable than that.
The quilombo, whatever.
Quilombo. Quilombo. We're in the quilombo. You have skills. We all need each other. We all depend on each other, right? Cool. I arrive. Exhausted. Starved. Injured. You give me refuge. But, do I have a voice in the community yet? No. What do I have to do? I have to go and free another person. That means I have to go back. Now imagine facing that fear, right? Now you don't have to, but you're not going to have the same rights. You're not going to be a full person. But if you want to have a say in what happens here, you need to bring somebody back with you, right? Imagine what that felt like.
Sometimes that meant you had to be captured again, right? But this time you are much smarter. And the quilombos is where a lot of capoeira started, right? So now you knew a little bit more than going in. If you came over as a farmer and you made it to the quilombo, you left as a warrior who also knows how to farm, right? You go back, you bring somebody back with you. Guess what? While you're there, you're now preparing them for the journey back to the quilombo. So, capoeira is a martial art, number one. If you study any of the, the tribal dances or the African martial arts, you'll see elements of the movements that we do in capoeira with it, like they're all part. There's the zebra dance. All right, there's a zebra dance. I think there's another, I forget, I think it's like the ostrich dance or something like that. But the zebra dance, basically, you are like this, and you kick like a zebra. And this is where all these movements come from, right? So you take these traditions, right, from your home. And the Portuguese, they made the same mistake that almost every one of us did when they first saw capoeira. Oh, that's a dance. What is that? That's not a martial art. So in order to smuggle the martial art, they hid it within a dance.